Michigan is under siege because this is what I'm dealing with right now. Dana Nessel is the Attorney General in the state of Michigan. She sent this tweet out not too long ago, and it says, "Fun fact, lawyers who practice in Michigan are required to take an oath to support the Michigan and U.S. constitutions, not to file unjust and or frivolous actions or mislead the court. The spate of Trump lawsuits in our state violates each of these tenets. It demeans our profession." What she's calling for, and she said this publicly, she's calling for attorneys in Michigan to be disbarred who file lawsuits in Michigan challenging the results of the election.
Anybody, you know, here you are, the attorney of one of the few open cases where we have 100% proof. First, they try and suppress the actual report from it, right here, right? And now they're trying to just get rid of you.
That's true. So we have Michigan executive officials who are now using the power of government to threaten those with whom they disagree with sanctions. They're threatening me and others with disbarment.
Wow.
So bringing forth evidence now in our country not only gets you the mockery of the mainstream media,
I've been there,
who refuse to actually report on it or the truth, but it now gets you ethics complaints filed against you if you are a lawyer.
Wow.
So what do we do about that? When the Michigan Attorney General, who is the chief law enforcement person in the state, threatens those with whom she disagrees, you know what that is? That's tyranny.
Yep.
That, you know, that is totalitarianism.
Right.
So in our election system, and it's been going on for years, after every election, people challenge elections.
Right.
That happens on a regular basis after
Yep.
elections. That's part of our republic. That's part of public discourse. We're enabled to go in and have those discussions through the court system to challenge elections. And what Dana Nessel is saying is that you can't do that anymore.
Right.
Because if you try to do it, she will threaten you, she will try to take your license, and she will try to silence you.
Wow.
So her statements, this is no longer part of public discourse. This is chilling.
You think she's talking about all the lawyers? She's talking about you.
Well, we've talked about it. I agree, I totally agree with you. She is talking about me.
Right.
And we've talked about the importance of public discourse.
Right.
Her tweet, as I've said, chills public discourse.
Yeah.
What it does is it asks a lawyer to put their fear above the representation of their client in legitimate litigation.
Right.
That is tyranny.
Right.
That's totalitarianism. Right. That is fascism.
She wants to scare you into doing nothing.
But it gets worse.
Right.
Around November 20th, Dana Nessel did an interview with the Washington Post. And in that interview, she threatened every Michigan legislator. And she said that any Michigan legislator with whom she disagreed with, any of them who challenged these election results, she would investigate them and seek criminal sanctions against them.
Wow.
That is saying to these Michigan legislatures that if they do anything to bring forth the word of their constituents to challenge election results, they could be charged criminally. It's asking elected officials, again, to put their fear above the word and the choice of their constituents. Wow. And you ask yourself, why did so many elected officials in Michigan refuse to look at the evidence that was presented to them?
They did it out of fear.
Or time and time again say that they haven't seen any evidence of voter fraud or vote interference.
Right.
And you combine that with what we've now learned about the interview Dana Nessel gave on November 21st, telling elected officials they'd be charged criminally. And I say this right now, everything that Dana Nessel has done in terms of threatening me and threatening state legislatures violates the Michigan rules of professional conduct, and she should resign immediately. It demonstrates that she's not fit for office.